Alright, so here's a weird story. Creepy child-shaped bollards disturbing drivers are turning village into an 80s horror film. And look at that, they are f***ing creepy. So Lad Bible says, the bollards that have been made to look like school children in a sleepy English town have been described as the stuff of nightmares by creeped out locals. Yeah, they do look pretty f***ing creepy. The Daily Mail reports they were installed along the roadside in the village of Stony Stanton. Stony Stanton. How British is that? I'm from Wilbury Heath. Weeping Willow on Kent. Thropster, Snopster on Twopster. Fucking British people. So anyway, the Daily Mail reports they were installed along the roadside in the village of Stony Stanton back in 2020. I don't think I did a British accent well enough. Stony Stanton? No, that's Scottish. Stony Stanton. Stony Stanton. I think that's like if it's near London, it would be Stony Stanton. But if it was up north, it'd be like Stony Stanton, with the expressed aim of reminding drivers to take care on the roads. Despite being over 2 years old at this point, the bollards went viral last week after a man posted a video of the doll-like figures on social media. And we will look at this video right after this very quick sponsor. You're more likely to have your data compromised than ever. In 2020 alone, 500,000 user accounts belonging to a popular video conferencing app were stolen and sold on the deep web. Usernames and passwords were sold for as low as a penny. Relying on big tech companies to protect you is no longer an option. That's why I'm such a big advocate of VirtualShield. VirtualShield is a no-log VPN that helps protect your private data from hackers. Protecting yourself takes seconds and works on all your devices. Try VirtualShield risk-free for 30 days and receive 50% off for life by going to virtualshield.com/bear or using the link below. Okay, so here's the video. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, they look pretty creepy, I've got to be honest with you. It's like the village of the damned. Like from the gist of this article, I think their problem is when you drive past them at night, it's like there's just children of the corn looking motherfuckers standing on the side of the road looking at you, reminding you not to run over kids. I mean, it's a fair strategy. Maybe we should get like sparrow statues to prevent worms coming to the garden, or wife statues just lined up outside the pub to prevent their husbands from drinking too much. I tell you what, here's one. To prevent your kid from running out onto the road, let's just line up a row of statue child molesters holding lollipops and shit. Andrew Cooper, who lives in nearby Leicester. How can that be Leicester? It says Leicester, but it's Leicester somehow. Came across the bollards last week and soon took to Twitter to share a video of what was discovered as he drove through the quiet town. Because no one believes me when I tell them that one of our neighbouring villages has made their bollards look like mid-witch cucko-style children, I've recorded the ghastly proof on video, he wrote. Paid for by the Stony Stanton Parish Council and the local school, it's safe to say they haven't gone down well with everyone. I mean, do you think there's like just a bunch of maps or minor attracted persons, or let's face it, f***ing pedos that just like walk up and down the street all day, just patting their heads and tapping them on the bum, creeping up behind them? Yeah, remember that game you used to play as a kid where you'd like sort of leapfrog across a bollard or a pylon or whatever the f*** they're called, and sometimes you wouldn't make it and you'd wedgie yourself on your arse crack? Imagine all the pedos doing that to these children. Wouldn't that look weird? Some Twitter users were astounded by just how creepy and unsettling the bollards look, in spite of their obvious advantages. Yeah, I don't think there's any advantage here. Just put up normal bollards with reflective lights on them. And speaking of reflective lights, wouldn't it be funny, right, if some came along and painted their eyes in like reflective paint, so as you're driving along in night, they'd stare at you like ghosts, like haunted children. One person called the plastic infants the stuff of nightmares, while another simply commented, "Crikey, that is very disturbing." Moreover, some people even suggested that they will have the opposite effect that is intended, due to how distracting they are. Yeah, and you probably think there's a demon child coming to attack your car, so you aim straight for them. I remember my wife joking to me after we watched The Ring. She's like, "You know that little bitch in The Ring? One day I'm going to stand over you while you're asleep and just look down at you and just gently nudge you awake." And I'm like, "Bitch, if you do that, I will f*** you up. I will f*** you up so bad, because that sort of shit scares me. Just like these plastic child bollards. I think the painted bollards would be more of a distraction rather than a warning of children around, which could be more dangerous, a third user posited. But at least they're being diverse. Look, there's a little brown child bollard here. There's a little blonde girl here. And notice they're only little girl bollards. It's like no one gives a f if they run over a little boy. F***ing sexist as shit. These aren't the only bollards of their kind in the UK, however. While the Stony Stanton models were the brainchild of local parish clerk Ros Wizard, some versions also do exist in Windsor. For those who campaign to introduce the road furniture, the goal is simply to make drivers think about the speeds they're going at, and the possible consequences they might face if they veer off the road. Yeah, you'll kill a little vampire kid. See, here we go. More ominously, the Midlander claims that the bollards look even worse at night, where the horror film comparison would surely be even more apt. His original video, which was tweeted out over the weekend, has since caught fire, going on to receive 5,500 likes at the time of writing. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is just freaky. I mean, it's more likely to make a driver shit themselves and veer off the road in sheer fear than to drive safely. Drive safely because these little haunted cunts will f***ing get you. And anyway, it's going to result in some weird up shit. Like, you can't tell me that some teenagers from the town aren't going to draw dicks all over their faces. And that's going to be f***ing weird because there's going to be like little kids lining the streets with dicks painted on their faces. You know that's going to happen, right? Anyway, I thought that was just a bit amusing. If you've got any comments, leave them in the comments section down below. Or at my super duper gay half stepbrother-in-law's Twitter account, bskills. That's with 3 L's with an at the start. Thank you very much. I've been Bearing. Ta-ta. Goodbye.
Recession, session.